You are listening to Single Smart Female.
This is us letting it all hang out about your love life, examining Steph's dating experiences, and answering your hot topic dating questions. Just you, Steph, and me. No topic is off limits and no filters involved. This is Jen.
And I'm Steph. If you have a question about your love life that you would like us to answer, you can submit your question at singlesmartfemale.com.
Hello, Single Smart Female. Welcome to Show 45. This show is brought to you by the free glasses of wine that Steph and I just received by being nothing more than nice.
I got a cookie, too.
Oh, yeah, she got a cookie, too. Not that I'm advocating drinking, but it's nice to have a glass of wine before you start a show, just so you know.
Wine.
Do you?
And cookies.
Wine and cookies go well together.
Very well.
Mm-hmm. They're perfectly paired. What kind of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Oh my God,
freshly
it looks so
made.
good.
It was delicious. It was still, the chocolate was still melty.
It was melty?
Mm-hmm.
Is that an adjective?
Yes, it is an adjective.
Melty?
Melty.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I'm going to use that.
We should.
Uh-huh. I like it when you're melty.
Oh, damn.
You look good in melty. How melty do you go? I'll stop now. I hear that you have a listener question for us, Steph.
I do. Our question comes from Adored Australian.
Okay, wait, stop. You must do this in an Australian accent.
Nah. Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I have to hear it first.
It has to be a lot better than mine.
Well,
Well, we can't do the trite every American does, the good day, mate stuff. That's so trite.
It is. You're right.
We'll just pass. Because this might take forever.
Hey,
this
Jen
right.
and Steph.
No, that's
going to
awful.
come off very, British or something else.
You're going to come off very drunk, whatever it comes off as.
Anyways, are you ready? May I? In my own
regular voice?
Regular voice.
Okay. Yes. This is Steph doing the interpretation of a question from a listener in Australia.
Adored in Australia,
Yes.
29, writes, Hey, Jen and Steph. Thanks for your amazing podcast.
You're welcome.
I've never been much of a dater, so your tips are quite helpful. What I'd like your opinion on is, do you think it's possible for a man to friendzone a woman as easily as we tend to friendzone guys?
Yes.
'Cause I think I'm in one. I met a guy about 18 months ago through work. He was a client, but we have been quite close friends and talked a lot, probably 70% through message. I've become quite fond of him, and although I've hinted a few times about going out together, he always seems to be too busy or just wanted to stay home. I would tend to usually just take that as disinterested and move on, but why would he want to talk to me so much? It is highly possible that he misunderstood my intentions, but humph.
She said humph. I love it.
HMPF.
Humph.
Humph.
Do that with an Australian accent.
I can't.
I can't either. I can't.
I used to assume that a man is interested in you sexually or just wouldn't waste his time. I know he likes me as a person, and he often tells me how good I look, but I'm too shy to be overtly sexual to test the waters. How would you go about trying to go from friends to lovers without destroying a friendship in the process? A little bit of additional information.
Okay.
I've never been in a long-term relationship and have never really been much of a dater. I guess I've been trying to figure myself out and never came across anyone who had sparked my interest besides a few casual flings. Since starting your podcast, I have been speaking to multiple men online, but have only been on a couple of dates, which are yet to lead anywhere. A lot of men I've found want to talk for a long time, but when you ask them to meet, they disappear. It's actually a common issue that men have with women online. So I guess it goes both ways, just like friend zoning.
Apparently so. Okay, answer this question for me, Steph, before we get started.
Yes.
Why is it that Americans are so bad at doing Australian and British and Irish accents, but Irish people, British people, all of those peoples have no problem doing an American accent? They're actually better at it than we are.
I don't think you can be better at an accent that is not yours.
You can.
Than the person that grew up with the accent that is theirs.
I disagree.
No.
I disagree.
No, not possible. They cannot do it better. They can maybe have a funnier interpretation, but it can't be better.
They're usually better at it.
Nope.
Okay.
Yes, you know what? That requires a lot of research. I will have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. My guess is because they get a lot more American television than we do.
That makes a lot of sense.
A lot more American, in movies, television, things like that.
Yeah.
Audio.
Look at you, critical thinking.
We do that every once in a while here on Single Smart Female.
Every once in a while.
You can reference episode 43. 43, just for you. Okay, with that said, I really love this question, Adored Australian. And yes, it does sound like you've been friend-zoned. Dun, dun, dun. Friend-zoned. And yes, it's a really not fun place to be if you like a guy. But what you're telling me about this guy, too, I'm not quite sure he's a great match for you, to be honest, even if you were able to get him out of the friend zone. There is something a little off-putting about the behavior that you're describing that I'm sure I'll get to it, but I haven't quite put my finger on it yet. So as we discuss what's going on here, I know it's probably going to come to me. But with that said, I've written before about getting out of the friend zone, which is doable, but significantly more difficult. It's not that it's more difficult, that it requires more romantic courage than staying out of the friend zone. So because you're in a kind of a work situation, you have a dynamic there that's going on. You're right. When a guy talks to you like that, he enjoys your company. So there's a piece of him that has considered. Now, he hasn't decided whether or not he wants to step over that line with you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he does have interest in you. I'm not sure I want you to reciprocate his interest. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's time for you to really, truly develop your mantourage and experience different types of guys that are going to show you.
Be very clear about their interest.
Be very clear about their interest and be very willing to go on this adventure that we call dating.
Willing to take the risk, essentially.
Yes.
Is that what's bothering you about this guy? Is that he's potentially being timid, or?
I think he likes her. I really do. But he has friend zoned her. Mm-hmm. So to me, that says that he feels like something could fall apart if he does approach this. Mm-hmm. And he's not sure he wants to approach it because he enjoys her friendship.
Yeah.
So as for coming out of the friend zone, one of the things I recommend is don't be as confidant when it comes to other women. That's huge. If you're doing that already, that needs to stop right away. Do not be as confidant on that. The other piece of it is that you
maybe don't be so available for him all the time.
Yes, that's another piece. But I was thinking, leaning towards the not being the buddy. Yeah. Letting him see you as a woman. And now I know your first question is like, how the hell do I do that? I am a woman. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. And I totally hear you on that. And it's very situation dependent. It's going to be based on how you're being in front of him. Are you the woman that hangs out and talks about sports with him all the time, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But if that's the only light he's seeing you in, that's a buddy role. That's a total buddy role. Are you willing to touch his hand and caress him gently or grab his forearm when he talks to you and kind of light up when you talk to him?
Genius.
I thought Steph was going to say something else, but thank you. I'll take the genius. I'll totally take the genius part. Those indications right there, I don't want them to be fake. I want them to be very genuine. But a lot of times when we get around men that we really like, we get nervous and we downplay all of our romantic interest. Mm-hmm.
and we come across as having no romantic interest at all.
That's a good point too. Like, I know that you say that you're shy about being overtly sexual, right? But are you being shy with suggesting going out? Because there's a difference between like, we should hang out sometime and I would love to go on a date, or I would love to have you take me on a date, you know? Because sometimes guys are a little bit derp about that.
Oh shit, Steph, I just remembered why I have a problem with this guy.
Okay.
Okay, so there was this man in Mexico. There was this man in Mexico that friend-zoned me. And I'm glad he did. I'm really glad he did, but I'll get to that part in a minute. He would come and talk to me for hours. He would show up at my place and we'd just talk for hours. He never made a move on me, not one. And we would talk about the most profound stuff. And these were great conversations. I kind of want to say his name, but I can't do that. We just can't do that. Okay. But I even had another man get mad at me because he thought that there was something going on between us because we had such intense conversations and we spent so much time together. But there was not a damn thing going on. And he was very, very handsome. And I did like him at the time. So sometimes when we get friend zoned, and you were talking about Miss Universe having your back, sometimes that friend zone is Miss Universe having your back. This guy ended up being batshit fucking crazy. And thank God he didn't have any interest in me. In fact, he ended up showing up at my house in the United States, okay, dating. He was probably about 29 at the time, dating a 16 or 17-year-old in Michigan. Her parents called me and asked me about him, and I just told the truth. And he flipped out on me, just completely lost it. So sometimes I just want you to be aware of that. You were talking about in reference to the guys online. Sometimes things like that happen because that person is not truly capable of being your partner. And thank God it's friend zone versus anything more that would be truly devastating to you. Now, with that said, we're going back to the how do you take yourself out of the friend zone? You don't have to be overtly sexual, but you should be genuinely feminine. And when I say feminine, I mean a little bit flirtatious. And flirtatious does not necessarily mean sexual, but genuinely excited when you see him. Make sure you're not holding back your excitement to see him or be around him or enjoy his company. So many things that when women get nervous around the guy they like, they shut down because they don't want to come across as too geeky or too needy or too this. Fuck all that shit.
So you don't want him to know that you like him, even though you want him to know that you like him.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to directly say at this point, I like you. You can at some point, but at this point, if you want to just test the waters of, hey, how are you? And give him a big hug and say, oh, you smell so good. Be genuine about it. Don't make up shit that's not there. Please don't. That's I
really, I've been rolling around in the stables all afternoon.
In the manure. I'd like to hear manure in Australian accent. That'd be good.
That would be good.
Probably be sexy. You never know. Anywho, that's the one way to start standing out to him. Now, and don't always be available for him. You need to focus on your dating life. If he hasn't shown you any genuine romantic attention right now, it's one of two things. Always first, universal protection. So for whatever reason, he's not ready to step up to be your guy, or it's because he's batshit crazy. He's probably not batshit crazy, but I'm just telling you things like that do happen. Or it's because you need time to really enjoy dating. You said you've not been much of a dater. Do you know how fun dating can be? It can be so fucking amazing. Oh my God.
No, it's very fun.
It's
a
really
very enjoyable process.
Yes, it does have its ups and downs. I'm not going to lie. It does. You're going to fall and skin your knees sometimes. Every once in a while, you're going to talk to a guy that you're like, what was I thinking? But you're going to have stories for a lifetime. And in fact, one of our clients from Australia, she came to us. She's like, I want to have scandalous stories that I can tell my grandkids about. Which brings me to something. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, and I don't say this to a lot of the women that write us necessarily, but there's something telling me I think you should join us for the Courage Kit in our next round. look us up at thecouragekit.com. I think that we could really help you develop your dating experiences into something special. And when you do that, he's much more likely to notice you without you having to say a damn thing. I had a roommate in Mexico, in fact, and this is before I even started my magical dating experiences. I had a roommate, and we'll call him Terry. It's not his name, but he was a very, very attractive guy. He was my roommate, and he never looked at me in a romantic way whatsoever. But I started dating guys and having a blast while I was down there. And again, before I knew anything about what I was doing. And the next thing I knew, he was like, I have to tell you, I'm really getting jealous. And that just came from nowhere.
Yes.
So there's something very powerful about you enjoying your mantourage. Something very and I didn't say anything to him. I wasn't even trying to get his attention, to be honest. I mean, he was attractive, but he wasn't, I had no interest. And I wasn't even saying anything to him. I wasn't going, hey, look at me. I'm so hot. I'm having such a good time with men. And
That's what I do.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't blame you. You are hot. You're really hot.
Hey, look at me. Look at how much fun I'm having. Hey, you over there. Hey, guy.
Well, I don't blame you.
You see this?
Yeah. That's why you get cookies.
Hey, nothing wrong with a little cookie.
No, I like my cookies. I like my cookies warm and gooey.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we'll stop. We're getting bad here. All right. Whining Cookies. Whining Cookies. But, Miss Adored Australian, I think there are big things in your dating future. And if you want us to help you with it, come see us at thecouragekit.com. We would love to do that for you. Otherwise, just be your genuine, fun self in front of him. Be excited to see him. Don't be afraid of showing your feelings and emotions in front of him. Just be you and allow it to unwind. Don't hyper-focus on him because he hasn't given you the go-ahead for that. Okay? Hyper-focusing on him right now would be detrimental to any potential you have. And if it doesn't work out, it's okay. It truly is okay. That means something better is coming.
Today's show is sponsored by thecouragekit.com. Are you tired of meeting craptastic men, going on craptastic dates, and feeling craptastically inept at dating and love? Let us rework your dating experiences, single lady. Fun, pleasure, and magic included. No experience required. We'll see you at thecouragekit.com.
Welcome back, single, smart female, to segment number 2 of this show. Show 45. Which we're going to do my favorite of all segments. Updates on Steph's love life. Give it to me, Steph.
Give it to you real good.
Real good.
Yes! Okay, so coolest new thing happened. Still dating Magic.
Really?
Very much enjoying it.
Super good, enjoying it. Like, he's super fine.
Super fun.
I've seen a picture. He actually is super fine.
Yes, very very attractive.
I find him super fine.
And very, very fine in all areas.
In all areas.
Anyways.
I hope he never listens.
So do I. He doesn't. He knows I do this, but he doesn't know the name. Don't you dare tell him, guys.
Nobody is allowed to tell Magic.
Yeah,
got it?
Do not tell him.
Okay, it's our secret. It's our little tiny secret between you and hundreds of thousands of listeners.
Hundreds of thousands.
Possibly millions.
Millions and billions. Anyways, yes. So the latest development is that Mr. Magic.
Wait.
What?
There's got to be more before you go into a big development. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Trying to tell a story here.
All right.
He recently flew me to another city to be with him
Bow, chicken, wow.
on the weekend of, well, he was there for work for the week and then stayed a couple extra days and flew me out. so that we could spend the weekend together. And he used to live in this place, so he kind of showed me around his old stomping grounds.
He was your tour guide.
He was my tour guide. I met a lot of, his old friends. And
were they nice?
They were very nice. Yes. And
were they hot?
I would never. They're not my type.
Good girl.
They're
Good
not
girl.
my type. He got the cutest little Airbnb for us, and he took care of everything all weekend.
He Airbnb'd you? I love Airbnb. Sometimes.
I do too. Well, yes, sometimes as well. I've had some experiences that have both been good and bad, but this was really great. It was a really cute little like studio apartment, and it was really like beautifully set up, and I enjoyed it very much.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Maybe.
A girl always tells. Come on.
A girl always tells. Here's what I will say. He's very good at a lot of things. That is what I will say.
Be still my beating
heart. A lot
heart.
of things. Very, very good at them. And anyways, so all the things that we did outside of the Airbnb, we went for a walk around the city. He took me to a very fancy dinner, which was amazing. Oh, it was so lovely. I had steak, medium rare.
Yummy.
Yeah, it was so delicious.
What were the sides?
Brussels sprouts, which are
like you made me?
My favorite. I love Brussels.
I love Brussels sprouts too.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember when you made me Brussels sprouts at your place?
I do.
With steak?
Oh my gosh. It was way better than what I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to go with you to wherever you went.
Oh.
And we'll be in the same Airbnb. No sex.
Why you gotta take it off the table so fast? Like, I'm attractive, okay?
Yes, you are.
Come on.
Yes, you are. No doubt.
My feelings are a little hurt. No.
As they should be.
Anywho,
now I want steak.
Yeah, it was really delicious.
Oh, and Brussels sprouts, gosh.
And wine.
Killing me here.
Wine.
You're killing me.
It was so lovely. Yes. I don't know. That's my big huge update is that
she had Brussels sprouts and steak.
That's
her big huge update.
Took me on a amazing trip. Very like a short little weekend trip, but it was so nice. And oh, this is funny. I think it's funny. So I was on the plane on the way over, and I sat in the very, very back, the very last seat. I had the window seat. Lucky me, because I prefer the window. I really do. And
could you smell the toilet? I hate when you can smell the toilet.
I didn't smell the toilet.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Continue as you were.
But this older gentleman sat next to me. Well, not right next to me. We had a seat in between us, so that was kind of nice.
Yes, that's always nice.
But he was talking to me, and turns out he is a peanut farmer and also grows grapes and what was the other one? Cotton. And I got really excited about the peanuts.
I would have too.
I was like, peanuts? How do you grow peanuts? And I started to ask him all these questions. He's like, honestly, I really thought that you were going to be more interested in the grapes. Like, I do love wine.
Okay, so did you ask him why the fuck everybody has a peanut allergy these days?
I did not ask him that.
Okay, that's me being my cynical self.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't get there, but peanuts, they grow under the ground, and you have to dig them up and dry them out. And
they're legumes,
like
are they not?
Whole other thing.
They're not actually nuts. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
See, he didn't tell me that.
Well, you didn't ask.
I didn't ask, but he's got to know I don't know. I'm like, peanuts? Do they grow on trees? Like, I don't know how peanuts grow. Look, I can't know everything all the time, guys. Seriously. And so talking to the gentleman, whatever, and then we got off at the airport in the city that I had never been to, the airport that I had never been to, and the older gentleman says to me, "I'm gonna follow you to the ground transportation because I've never been here before." I'm like, okay, follow me. I've never been here either, but that's okay.
Did you tell him you have no critical thinking skills?
I totally, yeah. I mean, no, I was embarrassed to say that. Yeah. But, Some people are not afraid to tell you that you have no critical thinking skills. Just saying. Anyways, oh my gosh. The point being,
you helped him find.
I helped him find the exit. And in doing so, we were riding down the escalator. And who is waiting for me but Magic at the bottom? He came inside the airport to pick me up.
That's so sweet. You can have magic. I don't know if I'm singing the right lyrics. You can have anything that you desire. Magic.
I don't know this
I think
song.
it's a 70s song.
Magic.
Okay, somebody needs to write Steph and tell her what the song is, besides me. This
Do
is an
you
awesome
believe
song.
in magic?
No, it's not that one. That one's a good one, but no, not the one.
Okay.
Not the one.
Sorry. I don't know.
And all the things.
I don't know. You know, I've referenced the peanut farmer a lot.
You haven't told me about the peanut farmer until today.
I know. But for other people that I've been around recently,
He impressed you.
he did. He impressed me very much. I ate peanuts on the plane. It was like a
Were
whole
they his
full
peanuts?
circle situation. No, they were not.
He didn't bring his own peanuts?
No. And he doesn't actually package them or anything. He sells them to companies that
He
do that.
wholesales them, right? Mm-hmm. I figured that, but I still think
Same
it'd be
thing.
cool.
The
Carry
one.
around a few packets of your peanuts.
That sounds dirty.
When do I ever sound clean?
Okay, Lover Girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show.
Indeed, men do friend zone women, but sometimes it's the best thing that could happen.
This is Jen.
And this is Steph.
Don't forget to subscribe to our show in iTunes. And if you'd like to submit a question to us, come see us at singlesmartfemale.com. And if you just want to come play around and learn more about Mantourage dating, come see us at havehimyourway.com.
Talk to you next time.